Three, two, one.
Welcome to the catch-up.
We're awesome actors and writers, and this is a podcast all about football.
Hi, I'm Kayla with NFL Games.
I'm MJ with NFL Players.
I'm Georgie with Top 5 Plays of the Week.
I'm Kyle, talking about fantasy football.
I'm Chris with NFL Behind the Scenes News, and stick around after the update to see if you can figure out our wild card quiz.
So let's get right into the NFL games. The NFL must-see game of the week, Bengals versus Eagles. The game went into overtime. The Eagles were about to win the game, and they got a penalty which cost them the game to win. The game went into overtime, and no one scored, so it ended in a tie. The blowout game of the week, Colts versus Jets. Colts won 36-7. Sam Darnold threw 2 pick sixes, which is very, very rare. The what the heck game of the week, Lions versus Cardinals. Lions won 26-23. Lions beat the Cardinals, which is crazy since Cardinals have been on a big win streak, and the Lions haven't won in a while. My favorite game of the week, Seahawks versus Cowboys. Seahawks won 38-31. In the first half, there was some crazy turnovers and plays from both teams, but the Seahawks pulled it together and won. The Cowboys were my dad's team, so we were just fighting and talking trash against each other. And also, this is the 3rd week in a row that the Seahawks won. So I'm very excited for that. And here's MJ with NFL Players of the Week.
Thanks, Kayla. Let's jump right into the top 3 NFL players this week. First TV, Week 3, got to go to Patrick Mahomes with 385 yards, 4 pass touchdowns, and 1 rush touchdown. Best wide receiver, Tyler Lockett with 9 receptions for 100 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. I'm actually kind of happy because I had him on my team. Best running back, Alvin Kamara, 58 rush yards, 13 receptions, 139 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. That's it, folks, for NFL players this week. Tell us what you think at Awesome Actors and Writers YouTube. Just comment on our The Catch Up, Season 2, Episode 3, and we'll listen. Come down to the training room for breaking news. 5 players and 5 staff members of the Titans have COVID-19, so the Titans and Steelers games has been postponed until further notice. Most notable injuries. Big injury report to Tariq Cohen, torn ACL out for the season. Chris Carson, minor knee sprain, but he'll be good for next week. Now on to Georgia with top 5 plays of the week.
Thank you, MJ. All right, so at the number 5 spot, we have Tom Brady, 35-yard pass to O.J. Howard. It wasn't a touchdown, but it was a great catch and a great throw. At the number 4 spot, we have Russell Wilson, 40-yard touchdown to DK Metcalf. This is overall a great play. At the number 3 spot, we have Carson Wentz diving for a touchdown to put the Eagles and the Bengals to overtime. At the number 2 spot, we have Kareem Hunt falling back and still making the one-handed catch. Wow. And at the number 1 spot, we have Kirk Cousins to Kyle Rudolph. One-handed catch. Easily one of the best catches of the season. And for the what are you doing play of the week, DK Metcalf thought he scored a touchdown, but then got stripped, and it became a touchback. All right, now on to Kyle with fantasy football.
Thanks, Giorgio. Top 3 NFL fantasy point leaders this week. Patrick Mahomes with 47 points. Russell Wilson with 46 points. I'm pretty sure he's been on the top 3 best 3 weeks in a row. And Alvin Kamara with a crazy game with 44 points. Now with the top 3 disappointments. Marquise Brown with 3 points. Darren Waller with 2 points. I'm sorry to say, but the entire Ravens team was a disappointment this week. They had so much hype, and everyone thought they were going to beat the Chiefs. But they didn't even put up a fight, and the Chiefs ended up winning by a couple touchdowns. Now some plays to start. Allen Lazard against the Falcons. He's had a pretty good game. I think that the Falcons can outplay defense on him. And Kenyon Drake against the Panthers. He hasn't had a good season yet, but I think that he could do pretty good against the Panthers. Another person to start is Devin Singletary or Zach Moss. They both get even playing time, but it's just whoever you have on your team, just start them. And then players to sit. Robbie Anderson against the Cardinals. Robbie Anderson's been this season, but he's not going to do anything against the Cardinals, I'll tell you that. Mike Williams against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have one of the best defenses in the NFL right now, and Mike Williams is not a top 10 wide receiver, so I don't think he will do anything. And Ronald Jones against the Chargers. Ronald Jones is also sharing carries with 3 other running backs, and so he's probably not going to do anything against the Chargers. Some players to pick up: Rex Burkhead, who had 3 touchdowns in the absence of James White because of his dad dying. Carlos Hyde, because Chris Carson did have a pretty bad knee injury. Even though he might come back, it's not going to be full playing time, so I think Carlos Hyde will be good. T. Higgins, who just had a crazy game for the Bengals, and I think he'll do great this week as well. And Jimmy Graham, who just had one of the craziest games because he was part of the comeback to beat the Falcons, and he was pretty big in that game. So pick up Jimmy Graham as well. That's it for fantasy football. Now on to Chris with NFL behind the scenes news.
Kyle, I appreciate the reminder that my tight end had an awful week. And on that note, let's get into it. It was almost an awful week for an ESPN announcer during Monday night's football game. Louis Riddick got on Patrick Mahomes' mother's bad side when he referred to the quarterback by the nickname of Pat. Mama Mahomes was not having it and let it be known on Twitter. Randy Mahomes tweeted, "If this announcer doesn't stop calling my son Pat, I may scream." Luckily, Riddick apologized live on air and all was forgiven. Patrick explained in his post-game interview that his dad is known as Pat and he wants to keep his mom happy. We should like to congratulate the soon grandmother Randy, since Patrick announced on Tuesday that he is expecting his first child with fiancée Brittany. Let's hope Randy is as protective of her grandbaby as she is her son. And speaking of protecting your grandbaby, Joe Montana, the former NFL star, and his wife Jennifer know a thing or two about that. It was reported this week that a woman broke into his home in Malibu, California, and attempted to kidnap his 9-month-old granddaughter. Montana and his wife sprung into action, and they were able to wrestle the baby out of the stranger's arms. The suspect was captured by police, and thank God the baby was unharmed. Mental health is a serious matter, and it has never been more evident now than going through the coronavirus pandemic. NFL players are human just like everyone else, and not immune to suffering from the disease. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott bravely opened up about his own anxiety and depression. Dak received a lot of support from players around the league, especially after sport commentator Skip Bayless called it a sign of weakness, referring to Dak's mental health issues. Aaron Rodgers stated, "I applaud him, and I think it's phenomenal and takes courage and great strength. It's not a weakness at all. I couldn't agree more with Aaron, and I'm wishing the best for Dak."
That's it for the NFL football update. Now time for the debate. Today's topic for the debate: if the teams aren't so cautious about COVID prevention, could the season get canceled?
You know, when the football season was brought back, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's back. That means COVID's kind of like slowing down." People started to worry less, and that just brought them back to the main reason why they weren't doing this season, because people were getting sick. It was bad. And I think that although, some people might think it's not too bad, but also they don't realize that if you don't wear a mask, you're putting everyone else near you at risk.
Yeah, I think COVID is very dangerous and can definitely take down the football season if these players aren't cautious on where they're going and whether they're wearing masks or not. I think they should definitely stay inside when they're playing football. Like for basketball, they had to stay inside a bubble, like they call it the bubble, for 14 days before they went and played. I think the NFL should definitely try. The NFL players should try staying inside more, especially since they're getting really close to different people.
Also, just to add on to that, I think it's pretty important that football players wear masks and like keep their distance most of the time. As long as they're wearing masks and they're being safe, then the football season should go on. Football is like one of the main sports everyone's watching right now, and since basketball is already like in the finals, this could only be like the only sport that they could watch.
Let's say Chris Godwin gets COVID and spreads it to his teammates or something, or if a player gets it or something, then I think they'll cancel it.
It's really just on the NFL if they actually want to try to put an end to this. They got to start actually enforcing things. Like the Raiders have been very immature in the season by not wearing masks and just going out and just being crazy and stuff. I think that the NFL should do more about it. They fined the team $100,000, which isn't much for all these millionaires. So I know that they have warned the Raiders by taking away draft picks, which is really huge for NFL teams because that's their entire future. And they're taking away picks and they're losing their entire future and being good in the league, and that's really bad. So I think that the NFL should be more strict about this and start taking away picks or warning people, and don't just do small fines here and there. Because this could possibly get canceled if they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think COVID could, I think if for the NFL, if they aren't cautious between these next couple of weeks of football, the NFL will definitely shut it down. Because if it's getting too dangerous with people going out without masks, and it's just getting too dangerous, then the NFL will see that and they'll definitely shut down football. Alright, and that's it for the day. Now join us after your regular NFL updates for your wild card quiz up next.
Today's wild card quiz is all about basketball player stats.
Here's an interesting fact about basketball player stats. The player efficiency rating, or PER, is the most commonly used metric to determine a player's ranking in the NBA.
Fun quiz for all you basketball fans. Who scored 34 points, had 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks? A. Anthony Davis, B. Jimmy Butler, or C. LeBron James?
Who had more rebounds? A. Lakers, B. Heat, or C. Tide?
Do any of you know what was the score during the highest lead in the game? A. 12, B. 23, or C. 32?
Check your answers in the description section of this episode. We'll have more wildcard quizzes for you next week.
Thanks for listening to The Catch Up.